Hello. Good afternoon. I'm just going to wait a second if you're watching this on replay for people to come into the live. Because right now it's just me. So today is Saturday, December 22nd. And I haven't been live in a minute, so I'm overdue. But I wanted to talk to you guys today. We're going into the holiday weekend. I don't have my kids this weekend. And I figured this is a perfect opportunity. Hello. So if you've been in my lives before, you guys know I love to know where you're from. So if we can get this video started by talking about or having you guys comment in the comment section and let me know where you're from, that would be so awesome because I would love to know where you guys are all from. I think the best part about doing YouTube is being able to connect with people who are all over the world, and I don't know, sometimes it's like surreal to me when I see that you guys are from like places I've been before, places I haven't been, places I would love to go. So comment below as we get this thing rolling. First, we're going to get into the giveaway, and then after we do the giveaway, we are going to get into some conversation for a little while. And then I do have to admit, I'm going to have to keep to an agenda today because I am studying for the PMP certification, and I got to get back to the books, you guys. So we're going to, I guess, keep to a pretty precise agenda. I'm hoping this live will be like 30 minutes, maybe an hour, depending. If we're having good conversation, we'll stay on for an hour. But I worked with a company in the past called Teddy Blake, and I'm going to be giving away some of their items that they sent me. They actually reached out to me and asked me if I'd be interested in giving some things to you guys. So I was really excited about that. And I actually just opened the box for the first time, and I was just checked everything out. So I've got 2 giveaways from Teddy Blake. I also have a couple BoxyCharm boxes that have been mailed to me over the last couple of months, and I have not been able to use any of the product, and I was like, this is another great opportunity to give you guys some stuff too. So I've got 2 BoxyCharm boxes that we're going to also give away, and then we're going to give away the Teddy Blake stuff. So there'll be 4 total giveaways to you guys, and I'm going to have you get involved. You know, it's not going to just be super easy, but I'm not going to have you guys do a whole bunch of stuff with that being said. So for the Teddy Blake giveaway, what you have to do to qualify, because this conversation, we're going to be talking about aha moments over 2018. I personally like to reflect over my year when I'm thinking about my next year, and it's helpful because I want to just think about like what I learned, how I could do better, and I feel like the year is always a good opportunity. Like if you use the start of a new year, it's like a great opportunity to get you refreshed and excited and setting up your new goals. It's a great, I guess in the PMP, they always talk about your baseline. For me, the start of a new year is always a great baseline for me to like draw the line in the sand and then start to be accountable and track myself over the future. So I want to talk about aha moments, and that's going to be a part of the giveaway as well. So what you have to do to win is, if you want the Teddy Blake items, you have to be following the Teddy Blake Instagram account. So what I'm asking you to do is follow their account on Instagram. I also would like you to put your Instagram name in the comment section, as well as share with me one aha that you had in 2018. And the aha, having you write this is actually more for you than me, because I want you guys to go through the same exercise that I've been doing myself, like I just mentioned, where I'm reflecting upon the past year so that I can improve upon it for the next year. Excuse me. Hold on. Let me get some water. I just swallowed down the wrong tube. 1 second. Okay. If you don't have an Instagram, that's okay, because we have the other giveaways that we're going to be doing too. But let me just really quickly show you. One of the items is a wallet. So they have this wallet that they gave, and it's really nice. Very similar to some of the other high-end brands that you guys are probably you're familiar with. So there's a wallet. It's really nice because you can put all your stuff in here, and it's durable too, which is going to last you a long time. And then this is like a little travel wallet where you can put your credit cards inside of. You can put some little like small items in the middle. And this is a nice thing to have when you're getting your small bag together that you want to carry and you want to just throw this inside. So they've got this. And then there's also these scarves. I don't know if you guys have seen these. I actually pulled up a photo to show you how you use the scarf. But this is the scarf. Excuse me. And I'm hoping you can see the picture. Basically, you put the scarf on your purse, and it's really cute. Oops. There we go. I wanted to make it bigger. It's really cute, though. You, like, put it on your purse on the little handle, wherever your handle is, and it's just, like, decoration for your purse. Like, you see this a lot of times with, and I don't want to say any other brand names because I am obviously doing a giveaway for Teddy Blake, but you do see other brands, larger brands do this as well, too. So these are really cute. I've got a scarf for both of the Teddy Blake giveaways, as well as the wallet and the small wallet for your smaller bags. And then inside of the BoxyCharm, there's two of them. So there's two different BoxyCharms. And let me get my little cheat sheet because they always put in here what's in there. One of them has a blush. So this is the Laura Geller Baked Blush in Brighton. I love Laura Geller. This blush is $28 retail. Then we've got this Lorac Pro Lip Gloss. And this is their liquid lip gloss. It's $19 retail. And this color is called Deep Burgundy. It's a really, really pretty burgundy, which actually matches this blush pretty nicely. And then there is the Butter London Stroke of Wow Roll-On Liner. This is $19 retail. We've got some Alamar Cosmetics brush set. This is $18. And then we've also got a smoky eyeshadow palette from Pretty Vulgar. And sorry, you guys, I'm using my cheat sheet here, so I'm looking down. But it's $35 for this smoky blush, and it's really pretty. So I'm going to put this back in here because I don't want to touch anything and be able to mail it out. But again, if you're interested in getting this or those Teddy Blakes, just comment below in the comment section. And you know the unfortunate thing is we're in the live, so there's a live chat, but you have to go to the comment section because I'm going to need it to be in the comment section when you do this. So comment in the comment section. And again, tell me your AHA for 2018 as well as your Instagram so that I can go to your Instagram. And if you don't have an Instagram, that's okay. I will just consider you for the BoxyCharm. And if you want to do the Teddy Blake, just go ahead and follow their Instagram account as well. And then really quickly, we're going to go through the last BoxyCharm. Let me get my cheat sheet again. Okay, this is kind of cool. So this one is like gold. It's called the Gold Digger. Nice. Okay. Hold up. I'm like, hold on. Do I really want to give this away? No, I'm just playing. So this one has these Luxie Luminous Eye Set brushes. These are really pretty. They're gold. Gold brushes. $21 MSRP. They also have this really, really pretty, and I don't know if you can see it, but I do not want to open it because obviously this is going to be given away. But this is the Farrah Gold Galaxy Gold Tweezers, an MSRP of $12. These are really nice tweezers. They're super sturdy. So there's those. And everything matches, so this is kind of neat. There's also the Cover Effects Glitter Drops. These are gold, and the MSRP for these is $44. That's really expensive. So this is for sure worth it. And then there is a spray. Oh, this is a makeup brush cleaner by Body. How do you say that? Bodyography. And it's $12. And then the last thing in this kit is a palette. And let me see if I can get this out. So this is an Ace Butte palette. And you know what? I'm not going to open the palette because I want to just keep it closed for whoever gets it. So I'm going to put this back in the packaging. But there's a palette, and the palette is $24.99. So that's well over $100 retail value if you tried to buy all this stuff for yourself. And I'm going to put this all back in here. This is going to you guys. So I hope you really, really love it. Again, this is BoxyCharm. And the 2 BoxyCharm boxes and then the Teddy Blake. So I haven't been able to read the comments. I apologize if you guys asked me anything. But I want to really quickly scan back through these comments because I want to see where you guys are from. So I see there's a Cleveland, Orlando, Florida. Cleveland, you're not far from my son. South Carolina, North Carolina. Okay, you guys are near Dre, and Brian's brothers live in North Carolina. Delaware, Chicago. My brother lives in Chicago. I'll be going there actually pretty soon because I want to visit him. Probably going to take the train when I do go. We got some Atlanta, South Carolina, New Jersey, but by way of Florida. So you're in Florida now. My good friends just moved to Florida. Anel and Curtis. Rhode Island, North Carolina, Baltimore, Michigan. Okay, that's where I'm from. Me too, boo. Merry Christmas to you too, Music 68. Let's see. Okay. I think I'm just about caught up. Oh, wow. Texas, Dallas, New York, Kansas City, Pennsylvania. Wow, you guys, that is so awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Okay, so I'll go back through these because I see you guys are commenting for the giveaway. Mississippi. I'm actually going to try to turn this giveaway around really, really fast though. So I'm going to pick 4 people by tomorrow. So we'll do this by tomorrow. And I will post in the timeline who the winners are. So we'll do this really quickly. I don't want to belabor this, make it all drawn out and a week long. And you guys be like, by the time you find out who won, you will have forgot. So we're going to do this tomorrow. But before we get into the conversation, I have a friend named Capricia. She's from Fort Wayne, and she sells a product called Body by Capricia, and it's a really dope scrub. And she's got the scrub, the exfoliator for your lip, the lip balm polish, and this one is in bubblegum. And then she's got the body treatment. I'm going to be doing a video to talk about her product, but I wanted to just tell you guys about it because, number one, she's got a small business she's launching, and I just, I'm always trying to tell you guys about my friends in the event that you wanted to go check them out, and maybe you make a contact, a connection, or you want to support them. So I wanted to tell you about Capricia's line. Her line I haven't tried this yet, so we're going to be trying it out. I'm going to give you my full perspective, but I did want to tell you guys about it because she is such a sweetheart, and I love supporting my local girls and my girls with small businesses. And I did want to talk to you guys really quickly before we get into the really big before we get into the bigger conversation, just to talk a little bit about sponsorships on my channel moving forward. I've been honestly for the last couple of weeks going back and forth as to if I want to continue to do sponsored videos, and the reason why, some of you may be aware of what happened recently with Monotiques. They had a really big sale on Black Friday. A lot of people purchased items from their Black Friday sale, and then they disappeared like a couple days later. And they deleted their Instagram, their website is gone. Everything is gone. It's like they disappeared off the map. So I did go do some research. I looked at their Better Business Bureau page, and after looking at the page, it was actually pretty shocking because they really didn't have too many bad posts, but most of the posts were recent due to them disappearing, obviously. So it left a pretty bad taste in my mouth and made me feel terribly uncomfortable because I have done videos with them in the past. So I ended up taking my videos down from them. And, I obviously don't want to leave my videos up. I don't want people to be watching them. And, I wanted to disconnect myself. But at this point, I feel like the damage is done. And while they were a great company leading up until that point, I really had never heard anything bad about them. I never had anybody come on my page and say negative comments about them, which I have had for other companies. It left a really bad taste in my mouth, and it made me feel terribly uncomfortable about doing sponsored videos moving forward. So I don't know that I'm going to say that I'm not doing sponsored videos moving forward, but I don't know if I'm going to be doing as many as I have in the past. So I personally think I'm going to start getting away from that. As much as it's nice, it is extra cash here and there, and sometimes they're a lot of fun. Most of the time they're a lot of fun. And I remember when I just wanted to do sponsored videos. I thought it would be an amazing opportunity to work with companies. But I have to say, I don't like the risk that I feel like it brings to me. And my worst fear is that I would ever do a video and one of you guys purchased something and you were either hurt by that thing that you purchased, you lost money, you were dissatisfied, and there's just risk that comes from that. So I'm kind of feeling like moving forward, if I tell you guys about a product, I think I'm going to end up getting a lawyer to write up a legal disclaimer for me, because I want it to be really, really clear that anything I'm showing you on my channel is something that I truly like and, you know, either would have purchased myself if they gave it to me or that I purchased myself. So I'm kind of trying to figure that out right now, but I did want to be transparent and just let you guys know. I do have some videos I'm working on that I'm going to be posting, but I think moving forward I'm going to be way more selective and probably only work with really big companies with a really good reputation and have some legal verbiage for myself just to protect myself, as well as making sure that they sign contracts around how they will deal with me. Otherwise, I will take legal action against them. And I want it to be really clear that, you know, for me, this is not, this isn't a channel where I'm not playing no games, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I just wanted to tell you guys that and just be totally transparent that, you know, I've got a couple videos I'm going to do. I'm recording them today. After that, you know, moving forward, I probably won't be doing many more sponsored videos, especially even hair. You know, there's one company I really love their hair, which I may work with in the future, but other than that, like, this is Destiny's hair, and I purchased this hair from her to try it out. It always looks so good on her, and I was like, let me buy this hair. Number one, I want to support her. I love Destiny. She is such a good person. And number two, I really wanted to try the hair because it always looks so good on her. So I think moving forward, I'll just keep buying my own hair, and whatever I get, I'll tell you guys about, but it's not like sponsored. It's just, this is what I like. So long story short, I wanted to get that messaging out there to you guys so you kind of know what's going on. And then also, hopefully that's a lesson to any of you who are YouTubers and you are trying to decide for yourself how you want to approach sponsored content. It's nice to have a little bit of coins in your pocket and to get that and have that nice little boost, but there's a lot to take into consideration, you know, whether the legal piece of it, and I did actually incorporate my YouTube channel, so this is actually an LLC. So I did that for a couple reasons. One, to protect myself legally, and then two, I did it because I wanted my money from that to be separate from my personal money. But yeah, I think you want to do your research and be really careful. So anyways, I wanted to first talk about that, but then second, and I think that's almost an aha moment, and maybe that can be a perfect segue into the conversation, that my, I guess, biggest aha from YouTube, from the business side, is that while opportunities to collaborate with companies can be so much fun, and it's great to get free things and try stuff out and then tell your subscribers about what you're trying out and your perspective of it, but at the same time, there's risk involved, and there's nothing like telling people about something that you like and then finding out, you know, something bad happened or someone lost their money. That really is like the worst thing ever. And the couple of times I've had that happen, I've actually gone back to companies and dealt with them in my own way and got people either back their money or their product. So yeah, hopefully that's, I guess, the first aha, and has really taught me a lot when it comes to the business side of YouTube. So let's talk about corporate ahas. And yes, this is really live. Let me see. Sorry guys, I know you guys are in the comments talking. I've been like talking, but I wanted to like talk about that because I know for some people, some of you have been keeping up with what happened with Monotiques, and some of you may not have been, but you know, I wanted to be totally transparent there. So anyways, let's get into the conversation around corporate aha moments, because I have a lot of them from this year. And now that I'm off work, I've really had an opportunity to reflect upon some things that I think I could have done better, I could have done differently. And I really want to ensure going into 2019, I focus on these things because I want to do my best. I want to excel and, you know, just be somebody who people really lean on when it comes to certain project work or things like when they think of a need, I want them to think of me, you know. So to do that, I feel like it's important to reflect and just make sure that you are just thinking of how to improve. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be ahead of my boss. I want to be thinking about the things before my boss has to tell me that I could do better. So, wait. Oh, you said big sis in my head. Thank you. Yeah. So I see a couple of you guys real quickly before I get into some of the like points asking me about my PM certification and studies. I've been studying. I feel really nervous. I still am like, I don't feel like I'm quite there yet, but I do have 2 full weeks left to study. So we're going to be going hard over the next couple of weeks. And my exam is on the 4th of January. So hopefully I do really well. I'm fingers crossed. I feel like I probably will. All my teammates have passed it. So hope that's an indication that I'll also do well. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to knocking that out. But yes, I have been studying. Everything I think is going okay. And I'm ready to get this over with. Like, I wish I would have just took it because I'm really over it at this point. But once I'm done, I'm about to go so hard on my vlog channel. It's been so much fun doing my vlog channel. And I feel like the community over there is pretty dope. Like, it's kind of neat to see there's so many people who are really similar to me on that channel. So it's a small channel over there, but it's a really dope community. So it's been nice doing these videos. But when I get done with this exam, I'm going to be going hard. Like, we're going to have a lot of fun because I'm loving the conversation. So that's a quick update on the project management certification. Thank you so much, Tony. I'm trying not to be nervous, but man, you know, I'm just like, Lord. It's a 4-hour test. Like, I just do not like exams like that, but it'll be cool. So anyways, a couple ahas I've had from corporate. So I think the biggest one is just how I did a video, actually. It was like a drive with me. I was driving to work and I just recorded, you know, the conversation because I was actually in the middle of some things and I was thinking about what had happened with with the Ford company. And I think it was General Motors too. And they're all like talking about either restructuring or laying off. My company is doing some restructuring. And I've just been like reflecting upon that and just really trying to think about how to position myself to be in the best position as possible, because the way my boss puts it, it can either be an opportunity for you or it can be really bad for you, you know, and where you end up being displaced. And I obviously don't want to be displaced, you know. I feel like I've put myself in a pretty good, you know, position to be somebody that people count on and like will think about when they're trying to place roles. But at the same time, I just really have been reflecting upon like how to best position myself. So I kind of think the best way to position yourself is honestly having an advocate and showing strong work. And I talked about this in that video, why having an advocate is so important. But I just think that if people can count on you, they know they can depend on you to deliver results, they're going to continue to call your name when it's time to have stuff happen. When it's time and they need somebody to get it done, they're going to call your name. And my boss is like one of those people at our company where whenever they need something, they always think of him. They always call him. He gets assigned to special projects. And that's because they know he's going to get it done. So I definitely think it's important to make sure you have an advocate. Also, like when you see people doing restructuring, they're just having names a lot of times in a spreadsheet, on a list, you know, on a piece of paper. And those names aren't always really tied. Like a lot of times the people who are in those conversations may not even know the individuals who are on those lists, you know, personally. So if you don't have an advocate in the room who's going to be fighting for you and making sure you get placed, because again, it's like checkers, you know, and those pieces on the board are people. And if you don't have somebody really advocating to make sure your piece stays on that board, it can be, you know, an unfortunate situation. So that's been a huge thing for me, is I just really want to focus on having an advocate. I really want to focus on making sure I have multiple people who would vouch for me and who would go to bat for me in the event that I ever needed it. And that's been just something I've been reflecting upon a lot over the last couple of weeks. I also just feel like, you know, if I get in a position of authority or a position of leadership within an organization, whether it be my current company or another company, I really want to be thoughtful around how I treat people. And a lot of times you'll see companies when they talk about their people, they'll use terms like resources or temp or body. You know, I need 3 bodies for this job, for this project. And I don't know, I feel like there's just a subtlety in that, and just how when you're talking about people in those sense, it just really, I don't know if I would say is disrespectful, but it's just not the best way to approach, you know, dealing with people. And even if you're not saying it to the people that you're describing, there's always that middleman who is still going to take away from that verbiage you're using. And I also think one thing I've just been able to reflect upon is you sometimes see leaders make decisions and they don't take into account how that may negatively or positively impact the people underneath them. And it just really has been an eye-opening thing for me as well, to want to be a really good leader that takes into account how the decisions that I would make would impact other people, and also being a really good planner and, you know, being thoughtful around what my budget is. And, you know, when running projects, you have a budget that you have to stick within typically. You know, you typically have a budget, and you know your budget, you know your constraints, you know your resources from a people perspective, as well as from just like whether it be equipment, machinery, things of that nature. And I think it's just so important to be thoughtful around everything, you know, and not just be focused on whatever you're trying to deliver, whatever the result is. Like, you have to think about how everything impacts along the whole chain. So that, I think, has been something that I just have really been processing. And for those of you on my blog channel, I know over the last couple of days I've talked about how I've had a tough couple of days at work. Like, it's been good, and I feel personally blessed, but it's also been tough just from some of the things that I've had to, you know, work on. So with that being said, you know, those have been some huge learnings for me. I think I also shared on my blog channel just how you should look at people in leadership and see what they do and try to see how you can do what they do better. You know what I mean? Because just because someone's in certain positions doesn't mean that they're great at whatever it is that they do, you know? And that's been a huge learning for me as well. Just like trying to be the best that I can be, trying to be a true leader and deliver results, but also be someone when people look at me, they feel like, man, like she could really fit into these other roles that are higher than the role that I'm in. So yeah, I think that that's, you know, just some food for thought. Definitely, you know, some things that I've just been like processing. And I've been blessed in my career to be able to work with people who are very, very senior level. And I've been able to just kind of see like the best of the best and the not so best, like the ones who sometimes I walk away and I'm like, wow. You know, and it's been great because I've seen all different kinds of styles. If I can share with you guys, I used to work in my role really closely with the old CEO of my company. And I would have opportunities to sit in on meetings with him. And it's funny because the reputation he had throughout the organization was not a great reputation. Like, people always described him like he was the most horrible person ever. Almost like when you think about that movie, Beauty and the Beast, and how people described the Beast, and the rumors about the Beast were just, you know, that he was this horrible person. So when I met the CEO of the organization at the time and worked with him, I would sit in on meetings with him. There would be times where we would actually sit in and we would debrief him on what was going on with certain projects. And I had an opportunity to also sit in on meetings with him and his staff. So all of the vice presidents, operating committee, the people who sit in the C-suite. I would be able to sit in on those meetings and help facilitate those meetings. And it was amazing because the people watching was so great. And for me, for someone who's on my level, to be in the room with people who are like, so we call it, there's like levels. So you have like level 1, which is the CEO. Then you have this level 2, which is like OpCom, vice president. And then you have like 3. So just to put it in perspective, like the people who'd be in the room are like 1 and 2. I'm a 10. So between the CEO and me, I'm a 10. He's a 1. So to be in the room with him and his staff, who are all level 1 and level 2, and I'm a level 10, I'm just in the room like with my pen and paper taking notes, you know what I mean? And I'm just observing them, how they interact with each other, how I think the people who are really good at what they do, like what makes them different and how they approach things, to the people that I think could definitely use some improvement, and the ones who may have ended up getting let go. Like I was able to just reflect and like learn a lot from that situation. And I say that to say one thing I learned from him as a CEO, which was really amazing, was he was always so prepared. Like he would read every single slide deck all the way from the front to the back. He'd have notes. And when he came into meetings, he always had like good questions. He was thoughtful, and he remembered everybody's name. Like I would come in and he'd always say, "Hi, Kristyn." He'd ask me how I was doing, how was my family doing. And I just was like, wow, like that's really, really, good. Like I wanted to inspire to be like that. So it was a definitely learning for me, because I know a lot of times people send out decks in advance for meetings, and I will get the deck and then I just come to the meeting and I might open the deck up in the meeting. But to actually go through the deck before the meeting and be prepared for what people are going to be presenting, be prepared with questions, and just understanding what they're about to talk about so you can have a better dialogue. That was a huge learning. And it's funny because you have other people who are like vice presidents. They would come into these meetings and some of them don't even bring their computer. They may not have a notebook. Like they just show up. So I'm just like, you must have a really good memory, because they wouldn't have anything. And then I worked with this lady, one of the vice presidents, and the way that she would prepare for meetings is she would always have the slide deck from the previous meeting, and she would have the slide deck from the current meeting. And in the current meeting, she would take notes on every single slide. So she'd have notes about the conversation. And it was kind of cool because after the meeting, I would actually get her slide decks and I would make copies of them. And then I would email her a PDF version of her slide deck. So she'd have it on her computer. And then she also would have her regular hard copy. And it was just something because she would write down on there, and because I was making copies, I'd have a chance to see it, right? So she'd want me to go through her notes on the deck and write down action items based on whatever her notes were. She'd have the name of the person who said something, and then she would have like what they said. So it'd be like, Kristyn said that we need more head count in this particular area. And that would be the note. And then she'd have the action, like whatever action was needed, or if no action was needed. And from doing that, she always had like, number one, every single thing that needed to happen based on that conversation. Because it's funny, you'll see people and you'll be thinking like, these people are the most senior level people in the company. But some people aren't really good with follow through. So she, by doing that, would help continue the dialogue, would help people progress, and making sure that things that needed to happen. But the other part that was just great about what she did is having the deck from the previous meeting. She always was able to like recall conversations. She was able to call people out when she needed to. Like it was just such a great best practice. So for me, just like learning about her process, the CEO's process, and then observing other people. Like there was this one guy, one of the vice presidents, he had this book. And his book was like a notebook, but it was the kind that has like it's almost like the drawing notebook. You know when people draw and there's like the grid lines? His was like that, but he would like write notes on his, and it was thick. So every meeting he's always just writing. He'd write everything down, literally. And there'd be times where he'd be like, on this meeting, on this day, you said this. And his notes were similar to how hers were, but it was just like a different process. So this, thank you. This just observation that I've been doing, and I saw somebody say, ear hustling. That's a good way to put it. This ear hustling is just like been so helpful for me to start to perfect my process and like how I want to do things. And I think it's important that whatever you do, whether you use a process similar to what I've described or you do something totally different, is to have a process. Because just like I noticed those different things that those people did, everybody else did too. And whenever we would talk about those particular individuals, we always talked about how we felt like they were doing things in excellence. So I just wanted to touch on that and kind of share with you guys some of my like aha moments and things that I've learned and really wanted to put to, what's the word I want to use? Almost like put to practice or adjust in 2019 based on my observations. But I just wanted to share this because I just feel like you never know. One of you guys may benefit from this as well, just like I have been able to do for myself. So I'm just real quickly going to go back through these comments and see what you guys are talking about. Someone said, Beauty is Science says, have you read Think and Grow Rich? No, I haven't. I need to, though. I should look and see if they have it on Audible. Yeah. Yeah, I do think we're going into a recession. I for sure. Like, I think that the intention with that corporate tax break, they had a certain intention, but I don't think it's going to play out the way that they thought it was going to play out. And you're starting to see that, just across the country in some of these larger companies. And I even know for my own company, like I've been seeing some things that have really been making me go, wow. So Shanty Poo 101 says, will you show your vision board? I thought about it, but I don't think I'm going to show my vision board. And the reason why, let me tell you why. I think it's because a long time ago, when I said I was going back to school to get my MBA, I shared that goal with a few people. And those people were discouraging to me. And there was one who didn't believe I was going to do it. There was another person who was really close family who told me I shouldn't do it. And it was so discouraging and having to overcome the naysayers when I shared that specific goal. It was challenging for me, and for a long time I had to overcome that negativity. And it was negativity that had they been positive or had I even just kept it to myself, I think it would have been easier for me to reach the goal that I had. And even here on YouTube, I remember sharing my goal that I wanted to reach 100,000 subscribers. And I had set that goal for myself because, I've done corporate, I've gotten my MBA, I've made some other goals that were more like goals where if you do A, B, C, D happens. Like, for example, the PMP. If you study the book, you take the exam, you get the piece of paper. So I wanted to do YouTube, and I had I really wanted to show myself that I could do something that wasn't so prescriptive. And I wanted to be able to prove to myself that even a girl who describes herself as a nerd, because I think I'm kind of a little bit of a dork. Like, I'm going to just call it as it is. I wanted to be able to prove that anybody could do it and anybody could get that plaque. So I shared that goal. I actually shared that goal in a video last year. And people were discouraging, and it kind of made me feel like, at times bad. Like, people would come and they'd make comments about the views I get and just different things. And I feel like I had to overcome a lot more obstacles just based on the energy I received back, even though I knew I was going to do it. And I feel like I felt that way about every goal I've made, that I know any goal I make, I'm very confident that I can do anything I put my mind to. But to answer that question, I think I will share generalities around my goals because I think that can be inspiring to people on the channel. But I don't think I'm going to share anything specific anymore. And yeah, unfortunately. And it's funny because I have these two channels. I've got this channel, which is like my main place where I post just about everything. But I decided to separate the vlogs because I feel like the vlogs are a totally different type of energy than my main content. So I put the vlogs on a vlog channel, and I was actually talking to the people on that channel and just sharing how I feel like the dialogue has been so pure over there, and it's been a lot of fun, and how I forgot when I had a small channel, that how great the community is when you have a small channel. So it's been amazing. But I say that to say, like, just that energy, especially on YouTube, it's difficult to manage, especially as your channel gets more people. I remember, it's funny, there's this thing called Creator on the Rise on YouTube where they put your channel in the popular tab or the trending tab. So they actually, one day my channel was on Creator on the Rise. And I thought it was the coolest thing because, oh my God, there were so many people coming to my channel. And I'm like, that's so great that they recognize me. And the people who came, I started to get people who probably normally wouldn't have found me. And it was the most negative day I ever experienced on YouTube. Like, I got so many mean comments and just like, it was tough. Like that day, I was like, wow, this turned into something really bad. So I say that to say, like, YouTube, you have to be careful, man. And even in general, like personally sharing your goals. Because like I said, I shared that NBA goal. And people who were really close to me were really discouraging. And I think back now and I'm like, man, imagine if I had listened to them. I wouldn't be where I am today. You know, I'd be making half as much money and I wouldn't have this beautiful house probably. And like, there's so many things about my life that I've been able to achieve, and I don't think I would be where I am today, nor have had some of the most amazing experiences I had straight because of that MBA had I listened to them. So, yeah, that's why I probably won't share my actual board, unfortunately. So I think, you know, I think it's good to share some things with people, but be careful, you know, guard your space because energy, as they say, cannot be destroyed, but it can be transferred. Yeah, like, man, people can transfer their negative energy on you. And I was on Instagram Live the other day, and I think there was a comment I made, which is kind of true. And it's like, you don't want to let people let their demons jump on you. So, you know, you got to protect your space so you don't get close enough for their little demons to jump on you. You know, you can tell them to keep their little demons right over there. Hello. Yeah, it's been a while, Chelsea, since I've been live on here. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, people can be crabs in a bucket. And like, as you grow your channel on YouTube, you get more negativity. Like, you're going to get more people who find you, people who maybe wouldn't normally have found you and recommended, and they're going to come and they're going to just say whatever because they don't have a vested interest in you. They don't really care, and they don't see you as like a real person, I'm sure, because for the things that some people say, like, I'm just like, wow. So, yeah, it's pretty interesting. But yeah, protect your peace, you know, protect your peace. That's really important. And I think for me, that's something that has helped me stay as positive as I've been able to stay pretty much since my divorce. Because I made a decision after my divorce that I was not going to let anybody steal my joy, you know, and there's ways you can protect yourself. Like, I'm going to give you guys an example of like YouTube. I never look at my thumbs down on YouTube. And sometimes people will comment in the video and say like, oh, you had like, what do they say? It'll be something like, you know, I don't know what's going on with those 5 people who thumbs down the video. And in that moment, I'm like, because I don't look at my thumbs down ever. Like, I literally, there's an app we have that you can download on your phone, Creator Studio. And what I do is when I scroll through that app to look at my comments or to get to, you actually, when you first open your phone, it shows you your last videos and the likes and the dislikes. I hold my hand over it and I click straight to the comments. I don't even look anymore because I know if I look, sometimes I'll feel a way like, dang, I wonder why. And I'll start thinking. And I'm like, no, that like thumbs down and ups don't mean anything because you don't know why. So like for me, I protect my peace because I know I'm going to think about it because I'm a processor. I like to analyze things. So sometimes I'll just start analyzing and I know myself. And because I know myself, I don't look. I literally put my hand over it and I cover it up and I keep scrolling. So if you know there are things that are going to trigger you, cover them up, you know, don't look at it. Don't allow certain people that you know always make you feel a way. Like there's people that I know if I talk to that person, when I get done talking to them, I'm going to feel drained. So I'll have a good rationale as to why I'm just unavailable. And you have to do that. You got to protect your peace. So whatever it means you got to do, whether it means if you do YouTube and you know thumbs down make you feel a way, cover your hand over them. Don't look. Or if you know that waking up in the morning and going to social media may make you feel bad, don't do it. I know that when I look at the news, it makes me feel weird. It makes me feel sad about the state of the world. And I know I don't, want to feel that way. So I don't look. So yeah, like you got to be careful because you got to protect your peace. You said you read my last rant. You talking about on my vlog channel? Yeah, some of you guys over here may not know, but the other day I woke up in the morning and there was a comment, and it wasn't even really that bad of a comment, but it just triggered me. And that page is so, like, the community, like I said, has been so amazing. So I kind of wanted to see if, being proactive. Like, there's a girl I follow on Instagram, and she's pretty proactive about, like, telling her community, like, look, these are the things we're not going to tolerate. And if people break the rules, she block them. Like, that's it. And I think sometimes it's important to show others just to make sure the community understands, like, this is how we want this to be versus we don't want it to be like this. It can be important. So that was kind of my goal with that post. And it actually turned into being like kind of a really dope post though, because the people we actually got into some conversation in the comment section. It was really just inspiring to me. So yeah. Girl, didn't she do my Mrs. T. Clay? Destiny does her thing when it comes to hair. Like, she really does. I've been telling people who does my hair, but I keep thinking, like, if she gets too big and it has too many heads to do, she's not going to be able to do my hair no more. So I have to be careful because I love her and she just does such a great job and it looks so natural and it's so easy for me to keep up. Like, oh my goodness. And then I don't have to worry about my real hair being damaged. And that's the best part because I can't wait to see if I've grown my real hair at all and what it's looking like. But yeah, she's really does her thing. And she's found a really good vendor for this hair. Like, man, I wish I would have found it first. But no, I love it. So thank you. Sorry, this is, I bought some orange pop and I have a water over here, but I got this orange pop because I was like, oh my goodness, that is like my downfall. Reminds me of back in the day with Keenan and Kel be like, Kel loves orange soda. I do. Ooh. Because I love orange soda. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah, girl, you got to think about your triggers because I know what triggers me. And I want to reply back to comments sometimes or things people say. And I have to tell myself, everything doesn't deserve a reply. Or I'll be like, what would Beyonce do? And, I'm human, and I think that's definitely like a weakness of mine. So I try to hide people before I comment just real quick because I try not to even reply. But, man, sometimes them triggers can get you, man. I have other triggers, but that's what I'm trying to learn. Like, for sure. Yeah. So anyways, we've been on here for almost an hour. So I think I'm going to get up out of here, you guys. But if you haven't found my vlog channel and you think that'd be something you'd be interested in, I do have the link in the description box. It's kind of a chill channel, though. Like, I'm not being extra or none of that. It's basically vlogs and conversation. So I typically have some sort of conversation in there in the vlog at some point. Just things that I've been reflecting upon. And I'm almost using it as like a video diary in a way where whatever it is I've been thinking about for the day, I talk about in the videos and then I just reflect upon it. And I think that it's kind of helpful for me to do that. But I also think it's been something that's been great to dialogue with the community over there too. So if you guys are interested, definitely go check it out. But I guess with that, I hope you guys have an amazing Christmas. Be checking or looking for a comment or what do they call it, a post in the newsfeed tomorrow. I'm going to pick 4 people for these giveaways. So we're going to have the 2 Teddy Blake and then we're going to have the 2 BoxyCharm. So we're going to do the 2 BoxyCharm. I will be picking the winners tomorrow. And then I will be mailing them out on Monday. So we will have the the boxes will go out on Monday as long as the post office is open. I hope they're open. I'm assuming they're open. But if they're not open, for some weird reason, I will do it on Wednesday. So Merry Christmas to you guys. Happy holidays. Happy New Year if I don't see you on live before then. But I just want to tell you guys I appreciate you so much. I appreciate your support. And for you guys who have been here for a while as well, thank you so much for rocking with me. It's been a great year. I got my plaque this year. That was the one goal I had for YouTube. So now, it's funny, I tried so hard to get that plaque. And then the minute I chill out and I kind of start focusing on my main channel, or excuse me, my vlog channel, and I don't do as much on my main channel in the meantime while I'm doing this test, my main channel is over here doing numbers. So I'm like, maybe I should have just not tried as hard. So that is also a huge learning too, is like maybe sometimes you have to just let things organically happen and not be so obsessed about it. But with that being said, we hit the goal, you guys. It was so crazy, but it happened. So if I can do it, you can do it. That's for sure. But anyways, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. And I will see you guys, I guess, in the next live. I'll try to do one more of these at least before I go back to work. So fingers crossed. I'll keep you posted. But I go back to work, I think, on January the 2nd. So we got about a little bit over a week. But have a great day. And I will have a vlog coming up here really soon because I'm in the process of editing it for the vlog channel right now because I'm a little late. All right, you guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.